Well, those glasses are steamed up at the moment with rage. As once again, Manchester United drop points for Burnley, as I mentioned very much. Still in the hunt for safety. So we wouldn't really maybe discuss this game in that much detail because we talk about Manchester United a lot. But then Ten Hag comes out and says this: we are one of the most dynamic and entertaining teams in the league at this moment. Huh? We are creating loads of chances by playing good football. It was unnecessary to lose control. Why do this to yourself?
I don't know.
Why come out and why?
You said it earlier.
Well, you know, because I think we all are negative people. He's a very optimistic person. He sees life with a brightness and brilliance that we don't see, and maybe he's the only one on earth to see that and to not see the evidence. But that's how the guy lost it. I think he lost. He lost it. He tries to find excuses. You know, just say the truth because you look ridiculous by saying stuff like that. No, even the fans don't believe it. Even the fans. How can you be one of the most entertaining and dynamic sides when your goal difference is +1 for the whole season?
Honestly. This game, see the second half of this game, if you went down the park, you could see the same on the park. Mm-hmm. Because neither side did anything but just cough the ball up. It was incredible. The amount of times that both sides were throwing men... Yes, they were throwing men forward, but then both of them were guilty of making bad decisions, and then all of a sudden, it's another charge of the Light Brigade up the other end because there's so much space, and then by the time they get up that end, then Burnley give it away, and then it's a charge of the Light Brigade back. It was like watching a schoolboy game. I mean, it was just incredible. And look, for the neutral, it must have been good to watch, but as a football game, in technical terms, it was awful.
Here's the problem. Okay. We've talked before about maybe he's saying things publicly, but privately within the dressing room, he's saying something different. The more you hear of this, hopefully, the less you kind of think that must be happening. Because you can't go out and say that to the media and then come back and go, I've just told them this, but really this is what I think. You can't do that week in, week out, because it just, surely these players have no belief in him.
Well, and that, I think, is the key. I don't think anybody sitting in that locker room, whenever Erik Ten Hag shows up and says what he needs to say about the game, at this point, I don't think anybody sitting in the locker room is actually paying attention. I think right now you're just taking information in one ear and out the other because you're looking at a guy, and players know this, players feel this, you're looking at a guy who's a dead man walking. And frankly, the more you hear Erik Ten Hag talk, the more you want to say to him, stop talking! Yes. Stop! Don't do this to yourself. And does he not have anybody in his life, anybody in his circle who tells him, Erik, you're not making any sense. You're not making sense. What you're saying is not right. When you're saying that we're one of the most dynamic teams and you see the performance today, and if by dynamic you mean, yeah, it was back and forth, yeah, it was open, but it also highlighted how poor Manchester United is in the attacking half or in the final third in not finishing chances. And it also highlighted how many chances they gave up. And if it wasn't because Burnley, they're so poor in the final third, this game should have finished 4-4. But they're both so poor that we end up 1-1 and we're having a conversation because this team is dynamic. Somebody's got to tell Erik, hey, whoever's in your life, tell them, stop, come back. Come home, stop talking, don't talk to anybody else. Shut up, don't talk, it's enough. You're not making any sense.
Frank, anything you'd like to add?
No. Let's talk about Chelsea if you want to.
Okay, all right, we'll talk about Chelsea in a moment. First, I want to remind you that the FA Cup final is coming up next month, live from Wembley. Manchester City taking on, Manchester. Who will be in charge of Manchester United for that game? That'll be quite interesting.